work is not to make America great again. America never stopped being great. We have to make America whole. We have to fill in what's been hollowed out.
That, of course, Hillary Clinton last night using her victory speech in Miami to focus on Donald Trump and not her primary opponent, Bernie Sanders. Why? Well, because after Super Tuesday, Clinton has a commanding position in the nomination fight. She won 7 states, American Samoa last night. She's now got 11 victories to this point compared to 5 for Bernie Sanders, and she's won a lot of the big states here. The gap even larger when you look at convention delegates. Clinton is now almost halfway to the delegate magic total she needs to secure the nomination. Sanders would pretty much have to win about 60% of all remaining delegates to get there, which may explain headlines like these, that the Clinton campaign is now looking past Sanders and culling a strategy to defeat Donald Trump. It's a game plan that hopes to use Trump against Trump. Plan to frame Trump as a businessman whose life work has been aimed to hurt working class voters, showing that Trump would only serve the best interests of Trump, not voters, and to put Trump's often degrading comments about women on an endless loop to sway suburban female voters, as well as to argue Trump's temper makes him unfit for the Oval Office. Hillary would rely on 3 key players to do this. Her husband, Bill Clinton, he'd be, in effect, the attack dog on the stump, rebutting Trump's expected insults and giving back in kind. President Obama has reportedly agreed to attack Trump on another front to show Trump's not ready for the job of serving as commander-in-chief, and that would leave Hillary herself to appear above the fray, focusing on policy and planning, not on attacking Trump. The real mud wrestling against the Donald would come from the super PACs, who reportedly have stockpiles of ads at the ready, like this one, from a Republican-based anti-Trump super PAC started by a former Romney advisor.
At Trump University, we teach success. That's what it's all about, success. It's going to happen to you.
Former students say Trump University was a scam, costing up to $35,000 for an unlicensed illegal school that offered no actual degrees. The truth about Trump University? Donald Trump made millions, while hardworking Americans got scammed. Donald Trump belongs in 3 a.m. infomercials, not here.
And that's just the beginning. All right, Dominic, so Andrew and I, we saw the same sound bites last night from Hillary. She talked about making America whole, that we need more love and compassion in the country. Couldn't be more 180 degrees from the Trump.
Tearing down walls instead of building walls.
Yes, and having bridges to success and all the rest. I get it. I know what she's trying to do. But to me, this electorate in this window of time, I'm not sure that's what they want to hear. I think people like a good fight. I think that's part of Rubio's problem. He waited too long to fight back. Is Hillary better served being above the fray, as we've just heard, or does she need to get a little dirty with Trump because give the people what they want?
Well, keep in mind, for the most part, Richard, up to date, we've only really been talking about the Republican base that's been somewhat energized.
And we're looking at live pictures of Hillary at the Javits Center now. Go ahead, Dominic.
That's right. She's in New York City tonight. Yep. But now it's a different ball game. And there's good news for Hillary Clinton and there's bad news for Hillary Clinton. The good news is as simple as this. She has an advantage going in that Obama had in 2008. And that is, you're already starting to see the media turn on Donald Trump. It's not going to be pretty. They're going to expose, it's almost like the setup. Build them up, and now comes the taking down.
Because can we explain to the audience what the 3 of us know? The reporter, whether it's going to be Croft or Pelley on 60 Minutes or whatever else, the reporter that can have the Katie Curry moment with Sarah Palin, that can have that moment when you undress him in the public eye that he's not ready for prime time will make a career and define a career. And every reporter wants that. You know you're not going to get that with her, but you got a good chance if you can get him sitting down that you'll get it with him.
And he may lose his cool on the stump. But you're right. Every political reporter in the country, myself included, I'm sure Andrew, we would all love that 30 seconds to expose Trump's slip and get him to actually slip, and say something real bad. Mr. Trump, what newspapers do you read every day? Mr. Trump, why do you have such a bad temper? The bad news, but the bad news, though, Bill Clinton is going to be neutralized. The moment he gets out there and goes on the attack, Trump is going to go, let's talk about you, the women, the alleged rape, the who's who in Arkansas of all your affairs in the state. So it's going to be good news and bad news for Hillary.
You've probably you've seen the good and the bad of the Clintons and the assets they bring to the table, but also the baggage they do as well. You buy Dominic in that we all know how important Clinton was for Obama in Charlotte. I was there that night when he helped him really rally the base and the flag here to get behind Obama when it was looking a little tough 3 years ago. That said, this time around, the strategy you hear for them, is it right for the political audience in 2016?
No. I actually happened to be on the Judiciary Committee during the Clinton impeachment, so I know a few extra things, and did serve with Secretary Clinton when she was Secretary of State. My subcommittee funded the State Department as well as some other things, the military, et cetera. Secretary Clinton has 3 things she's got to do. Number 1, she's got to hold on to her base and make sure she does nothing to lose them as she goes on into the general election
Got to treat Sanders
and the convention.
carefully, right?
That was it.
Yeah.
You read my mind. Number 2, she's got to bring along the Sanders supporters to come into the tent and join the Hillary supporters. And then number 3, she's got to then, once she has those 2 big elements, try to get some independent and moderate Republicans to make a hard choice. They may very well not like Hillary Clinton, but if she poses the question, sort of as she tried to do with Obama, whose finger do you want on the nuclear button? Former Senator Hillary Clinton, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, or Donald J. Trump?
Who do you want for that 3 a.m. phone call?
Well, not just the phone call,
Yeah.
but to have their finger near the nuclear button. As you said, Republicans as well as Democrats are not certain which Donald Trump is which, and who he is and what he will do, for better or worse. Regardless of your opinion about Secretary Clinton, people know pretty much that she's a centrist, a hawk, and she's been in the trenches before.
I'm curious, on college campuses, and your campus, and the kids there, what have you been surprised at, and what do you think the public is underestimating out there that you get to see firsthand every day?
Well, it's a great question. There's a lot of excitement around the Sanders campaign and around the Trump campaign. So both of those campaigns are tapping something within young people that I think is really something remarkable.
But when you press the kids what they love about Trump, what do you hear that you're like, wow?
I think they like his brashness. They like the fact that, you know, he's successful and that he's not willing to take it. They like the fact that he's not funded by special interests and that he's not beholden to rich and wealthy donors, et cetera. But, you know, the truth is, first of all, it's not difficult to use Trump against Trump. I mean, that's going to be very easy for Clinton or anybody else to do. The other thing in terms of Senator Clinton is by staying above the fray, she's actually coming across as much more presidential than Donald Trump. And you saw a shift in the way Trump was presenting himself, even in the speech he gave after Super Tuesday results last night, where I think he's making more of an effort to come across more reasonable, more tempered, more presidential, if you will.
Wait till the next rally,
you know.
though.
You know, but as far as the Sanders supporters, what was interesting about the exit polls last night is that when you asked Democrats who voted whether they'd be okay with the other candidate, they said, you know, yeah. Sanders supporters said, sure, we'll be okay with Clinton, and vice versa. So I think she'll be able to bring them along quite easily.
When we come back, as Trump rises up, you saw the guy in the picture with him, Chris Christie, he's getting dragged down. His own state even revolting against him. It wasn't just me getting mad at him last night. Wait till you see what some of the dailies in the Garden State have to say.